Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, it's your girl 20D. I'm co-host of GFT Radio Show. Want to welcome you guys to tonight's show. We got Clint on the line.
What's going on, good people? How y'all doing out there? I got a show lined up for y'all tonight.
Yes. And since J-Ro is not here today, we have a guest host. Guest host, you want to say hi and say your name?
What's up, everybody? It's Brian, Mr. Tramuel here. Honored to be here. So glad that Sonny and Clint reached out to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we got a great show for you guys tonight, I tell you that. But if you're listening right now, you are on blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. So definitely listen, tuned in to that one. What I want to say, if you guys want to call in, our number is 657-383-1155. We accept calls after 10:15. So if you call us before then, you're going to be on hold just for a little bit. And then we'll join you in and you can join in the topic. But we will be tweeting throughout the show, and we will be on the Facebook page. So if you want to chime in, you can chime in either way. Hit our Twitter up at GFT_radio. So we're going to get into tonight's show. Tonight's show is basically, are we being depicted properly on television as of now? I kind of thought of this topic, and I kind of hit Clint and our other host up about this topic because I kind of thought about, I was having a conversation with somebody on Facebook, and we were talking about the different black shows that we grew up on as opposed to what the shows are now, all the Love and Hip Hop, all the reality TV shows, Empire and everything like that, all the different black TV shows and how different it is from what we kind of grew up on, the Cosby's, The Different World, 227, I can go to the list of all the Rock, y'all name them, we got them. We probably thought of them, but we were just talking about the difference between how it is, like how we were being depicted back then as opposed right now. It's basically, for the majority, most of it is ratchet TV. So we kind of want to talk about all that and, just those types of things. So, Clint, you want to chime in?
Oh, yeah. Well, are we being properly depicted? I think is a kind of like a loaded question because the shows that are popular, like the Love and Hip Hops, the Love and the basketball, wild shows and all that stuff. We're watching them. People are watching them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can say we're being properly depicted from that show, but I know we're being entertained and people like that show. So is it a bad thing? I can't really say. But I also know it's more of a wide variety because you do have shows, black shows that are similar to, the Cosby's, the Living Singles, and just different worlds. Like you got the Carmichael show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't talk about that, but that's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Black family, all black family, and they deal with, issues. They talk about race all the time. They talk about politics, and it's a funny, good show. You also got the.
I know Blackish. They I've never seen the episode.
Yeah, I was just about to mention Blackish. Yeah.
But Mr. T, what do you think about the shows that are happening right now, and how would you think that?
Yeah, I think Clint made a good point. It's they're on. They stay popular for a reason. So and I think we black people are watching and tuning in to be entertained. I hear a lot of people say. I say it all the time, too, kind of a non-guilty pleasure or guilty pleasure kind of watching some of that TV to kind of depress and unwind. I think that the adverse effect of it, though, is that it feeds into the stereotypes for people that aren't black. You know what I mean? So white people see that, and it does put us in a kind of paint us in an unfavorable position. So they assume because we're entertained by that or, part of it, I'm sure, is scripted and some of it's done for the ratings, but that's not all we are. I mean, we're not always angry. We're not always,
exactly
the way that they're depicting us on those shows. So, but I do think.
Go ahead. Finish your statement.
I do think there are a lot of shows that are changing it. I love the Carmichael show. Also, you got Issa Rae got the show on HBO. Donald Glover. I think as we start to kind of move out of the way of acting and more into directing and writing and being behind the camera, I think that we'll be able to positively kind of change that image of those unfavored positions. So,
now my question to you guys are: do you think that people are doing like how, back in the day when black people were putting on a show for what they call the white folk? Like, do you think it's happening a lot now with these reality shows? We're being extra, and we're creating more drama that's unnecessary, just to be gain that support and people watching, or like are they actually being real?
So basically, you asked, are they cooning for the TV?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say it the nice way, because I ain't want to be on the phone. I was about to say it, but I'm like, I ain't want to go there.
I mean, I guess one could say that, but I also could say, like, that thirst for fame is real.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, these reality shows, that's their claim to fame.
Yeah.
So, I guess they would be a little extra, so to speak. I mean, it's kind of hard to say if they was cooning. Because one thing I know about black people, we hard on ourselves. We judge ourselves very, very hard. If you look at white shows, they have this same type of stuff, the same type of reality TV. It's just a wide variety. And I noticed, like, they don't criticize themselves as much or try to, justify their actions as much as we do.
Yeah, as black people. So for watching shows like that, you watch that? Oh, okay. And it's like, you watch it, so like you don't watch it because you can tell me what happened on last week. Like, don't act like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I personally, I never seen an episode of Empire.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen one episode of Empire. Never seen one episode of Basketball Wives or Love and Hip Hop since Jim Jones was on there the first time.
Mhm.
So, like, that's just a personal choice. I don't follow them shows like that. I don't judge them. You feel me? Like, because it ain't really flavor. It started off with like Flavor of Love.
I love you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I really got in the beginning it was kind of funny, but after a while they start ODing on it, and I ain't really. I like diversity. I want to see something different. To me, all them shows is the same. They just set them up to put them in a room where it breeds contention, and then hope something spark. You feel me? They get a hot take or something like that. It's like each show is the same routine.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, but they get it from the real world, which was like MTV, a predominantly white show. It wasn't. You said so. It's like it ain't just us that do have shows like this. So, what I mean? All what we need is diversity.
Yeah.
Diversity.
Right.
I think the problem with that is that it's true that white people don't look at themselves like that, but they take that small sampling of television shows that depict us, and that's what feeds a lot of people's stereotypes. So they assume all black people are like that. We never see, Everybody Loves Raymond or watch any of those other reality TV shows that are geared towards white people and say, oh, all white people are like that. You know what I mean? Like that one show with the white guy, I believe it was Redneck. I can't think of the comedian's name. We don't look at that show and say, oh, all white people are comedians, rednecks, but we'll look at Love and Hip Hop or Basketball Wives, and I think that non-blacks will see that and form some opinion of us that we all like that we're all like that. So I think that's where we do the double take on ourselves to kind of, even having this conversation about are we being depicted shows that some things are just always against us. And I'm like, I don't watch those shows either. I like, I think Donald Glover, the FX show that comes on now, Queen Sugar. There are a lot of alternative shows that we can watch that are positive with black faces.
Yeah.
Fact.
People that I can see. People in my family. You know what I mean? Like I can really relate to that. So, but it's all. But I won't shy. I mean, I'm gonna tell a lie. I'll watch the little tattoo show that comes on. I'll watch it every now and again.
Black Ink.
Yeah, Black Ink. I'll watch that sometimes. So.
I think we all dibble dabble and watch different the different reality shows that are like surrounded by like the black people and seeing stuff. I mean, some of the situations are real. Some of the situations real people go through. Like it happens. So it's relatable to a certain extent, and it's just like like I said, I watched Love and Hip Hop before. I watched Jim Jones because I love him, and I thought he was crazy when he was doing what he was doing. It's like that, but I like Black Ink too. But when it started being extra, it's like I can't watch it because now it's just being every. It's like being in a drama every week, and it's like, okay, how many times you gonna keep getting caught up in the same shit, and it just being repetitive? Okay, now I'm over it because that's just that's how all it seems. And I still watch I still watch A Different World. I still watch the Cosby's. I like watching rap. I mean those shows make you. Like, I watch all different types of shows, actually, because I can't say I just watch all black shows. I watch all different types of shows. But I just think that in certain situations, like you said, Brian, that how, I think with people that are not black, when they see things like this, they think that all black people are like this, And it's like, no, we're all not like that. Like, we're not all messy. We're not all loud and crazy and, just stuffed into this craziness. Not everybody is like that. Some of us are actually intelligent and have real minds that think, like, on serious shit other than who's sleeping with who last week and who was doing X, Y, Z. I don't care about that. But I don't, that's when it becomes a problem because when it seems like, oh, all black folks do X, Y, Z, then that's the problem. If you're going to have us on here and acting like that, that's why I say to a certain extent, I think some of them, not all, some of them are cooning. To me, at least, like you being real extra, and you just and then you get the shows where you have a show, and all of a sudden these people are bored because they don't got no drama, so we don't want them on there.
Right. But we're
you can't have a positive black person on a show like that because they're not messy enough,
Right, and we probably wouldn't tune in. You know what I mean? And that's probably exactly why they do it. I think about. Was it Ken Fields that was on that season of Atlanta Housewives, and they kept talking about her being boring and not wanting to do anything because she catered to her husband and her kids, and she wasn't about all of that foolishness and child's play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and I think probably when any time that the story evolved around her, probably weren't a lot of people tuning in. So. If it was a show about people just with everyday experiences going on with their life and no drama, I don't even know if a TV show like that would even make it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's what I totally agree with. Like, those shows, them type of shows, reason why it's hard to say they cooning is because those shows are made for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, they cast for that.
Yeah.
They know what they're looking for, and the people going in know what it is. Like I said, some of it, they try to make it look natural, but you could tell some of it is scripted as well.
Yeah.
It's all about ratings and popularity and, the people trying to get fame. So, of course, they're going to have some extraness on it. That's why I said to me, like, those type of shows are mundane to me because it's the same type of setup.
Yeah.
It's like the same type of setup. So, that's why I say, like, diversity. There are shows out there. You just got to, search for them.
Yeah, and that's why I said I like all different types of shows. Like I said, I'm not even going to lie, I watch Empire. It's not as great as it was. Like, I even went so far to make a comment, like, remember when Empire used to have the limited commercials? Now I always have commercials all the time. But, like, I like that. That to me is okay. I would take watching Empire over one of these reality shows any day. That's my preference because I don't want to, Empire has their own drama, but that's scripted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for instance, one of my favorite shows It's not really a TV. It's like a YouTube series.
Yeah, I know. I've been posting it.
Yeah, it's called Respect Life. It's like it's a hood show. We're talking about hood violence. Another one called Money and Violence. You know, one would say like they're just, you feel me, doing the same thing. You know, just regurgitating the same stereotypes of the hood and that. But it's entertaining because through the shows they give messages.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Of like, you know, this is what we're doing in the movie, but this is not really what you're supposed to do. This is what happens. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, am I any better than somebody who watches the reality shows, what one would call ratchet TV? Like, I can't say I'm better than them because I don't watch it, because my show, they can say the same thing about me. Well, all they doing is selling drugs and shooting. You feel me? That ain't what all black people do. You know, but I know that. You know what I mean? That's why I also watch shows like the brother said earlier, Carmichael, Blackish. I love those type of shows as well, because, you know, that diversity. You know what I mean? I think one thing we have to start accepting as black people is diversity within ourselves. You know, instead of all of us trying to, you know, come in one lane, like all trying to line up and have one, you know, like a bunch of drones, like we all should think the same. Like we don't. So, you know, what may be acceptable and fine for you may not be for me. Yeah. We have to learn to say, all right, that's cool. You know what I mean? We just got different tastes. No one is better than the other. You know, so. But I do agree. I do agree, like some of the shows, you know, we get stereotyped. You know, and that's the problem. You know, we get stereotyped. But I also feel like that's partly our fault as a people, because we accept those stereotypes and we play off those stereotypes as well. You listen, take for instance the comedians we listen to, our favorite comedians from now to yesteryear. You know, they still talk about the same stuff. To be quite honest with you,
right?
You know what I mean? Most comedians talk about the same stuff. They just deliver it a different way. The hood, race, the difference between white and black. It's like, you know, the craziness within the family. It's the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got to be more diversified. Gotta be more, you know.
Like you said, we're more harder on ourselves. Because, like, even when it's kind of a little bit off topic, but when Cat Williams was having an issue with Kevin Hart, he thought Kevin Hart was a soft comedian versus the type of comedian Cat Williams is. It's like, let him be his own comedian. He doesn't have to be like, you know, how you wanted him to be. He still makes people laugh, or like he wasn't catered towards the black audience. And it was like, I don't know how he figured that, but that's what he said. And it's like, you know, how do you, like, I feel like we can kind of take, like you said, we take each other apart to a certain extent when it comes to things like, oh, well, you can't do this because you're seen as XYZ. You don't always have to be, like, you don't always have to play this type of role. You want this person, like, even with Ice-T. He plays on SQZ as a cop. And people always see him as NWA. Not NWA. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
What's the
He was just
say that. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
No, I'm laughing and trying to get ready to jump in there and correct you real quick.
I hate him. If you know what I meant.
Ice-T was a solo rapper. He was a solo rapper.
Yeah, I know. I understood that. But you know, but the type of rapper he was, and they're like, well, why? Now you playing the cop, and now you doing this and the third. Like, what is he supposed to play? Some old pimp every time?
Exactly.
Like,
but
you know, like, people have to do. IQ. He was NWA. He was niggas with attitudes, you know, fuck the police and everything else. Now he in Wholesome movies. Oh yeah, but he was blah blah blah. Can he grow the hell up? He's a grown ass man.
It's funny that we talk.
I was acting like this. He's not even in the neighborhood that he lived in back then.
What you about to say, brother?
No, I was saying I can't remember what book I was reading, but it's a phrase that Nelson George, I think he coined it. It's called positive image mentality, and basically what he was saying is that, you know, the what holds us back, kind of upper mobility. You know, thinking about Kevin Hart and that little beef he had. This upper mobility is kind of like the concept that we got to reject anything that highlights our flaws or nuances, or whether they're truths or stereotypes. Basically, it's saying that you don't have to muffle those criticisms, just like we're sitting here talking about whether all aspects of our culture, the good, the bad, and the ghetto. We're basically just saying be afraid to examine it, just like on the Carmichael show where he touched on some hard-hitting truths, but they're truths about us and the stereotypes, and he also flips it to the other side about the racism. I think, Cat Williams may have been jealous of Kevin Hart's success because he did put himself out there to not just work with black people and not just do black things and kind of put himself out there so that he can make more money and appeal to a broader audience. We can't hate on him for that. I mean, he's still doing his thing, and he's still representing us. I mean, he's still doing a lot of things. The show that comes on BET was the House Husbands of Hollywood. I think that's pretty funny. I mean, he's still who he is to me, so.
Hold on, guys. You had a caller. Hold on.
Okay.
Caller, what's your name? Where you from?
Yeah, this is Nas in Atlanta. What up?
Hi, Nas in Atlanta.
What's going on,
Hi.
brother?
Not much.
What's up?
No, I don't know where you guys are in the conversation. I just saw the show title, and that was why I called in.
Well, thank you.
What's your opinion, brother? Give me your opinion. What you think?
Oh, well, you gotta understand that this is not a simple thing. Like, this is a real complicated thing, and the way that we're covered. You're right. The way that we're covered and the shows that get green-lighted and movies that get green-lighted, this is not an accident. If you cover any oppressed people in a certain way, you can justify whatever you do to them. So the fact that despite what the crime disparities say on the news, you show an image of black criminality. That way you can justify mass incarceration, the war on drugs, high unemployment rate, all these different things that are, basically as American as apple pie when it comes to the treatment of black people. So you need your media propaganda arm to not only put out these movies, but these different shows in a way that will depict it as this is their own fault. So when you ship these movies out internationally and they see some policemen kill a black person and black people protesting, the people watching that would say, well, I mean, those people do act that way. So you always put things up for question with the way that you handle it. Matter of fact, if you ever want just to laugh, just go read some of the German propaganda about the Jews during the time of Hitler. That wasn't accidental either. You see what I mean? The way you cover somebody is the way you want them to be treated and the way you want to set the narrative of who they are. So none of this stuff is accidental. Now, I'm not saying that somebody's sitting in a back room, planning evil stuff. I'm just talking about what Americans think about black people, some of these stereotypes that have been ingrained for generations. And you put those people in a writing room or in the room to green light whatever project, and their biases are going to come out in the stuff that they choose. So it's easy to get a movie made about black suffering, hard to get a movie made about black triumph and black achievement unless it's colored through the lens of some great white person helping them. So kind of the game here in America.
Brother, I appreciate your comment because I 100% agree with everything you said. Everything you just said. Now, let me play devil's advocate because I love playing devil's advocate.
Right.
You feel me? Now, do you think some of that has to do, because I've been saying this on the show tonight, has to do with the way we judge ourselves as well? For example, now I mean, like, people love Martin, the TV show. You know what I mean? Black people love Martin. Now, if I come to say, and this has happened, I think 2.5 Men is better than Martin.
I love 2.5 Men.
First thing, a lot of my friends do is they look at me crazy. Not because they're not judging the show by its comedic or by its writing. They're judging me because that's a white show.
Exactly. Yeah.
That I'm picking over a black show. Same thing when I tell them Sons of Anarchy gives The Wire a run for its money.
I ain't never seen Sons of Anarchy with The Wire.
They look at, that's just my opinion, you feel me? But they'll look at me crazy, not because of the writing, not because of the acting. It's because one's a predominantly white show and one's a black cast. So my thing is like, are we limiting ourselves? You feel me? Because they're not going to let us spread our wings if we don't allow ourselves first to spread our wings, to allow diversity, to not like, because we're supporting these same type of movies. All the Tyler Perry movies was the same type of movies. You feel me? Like, so we're complaining about how we're being depicted, but we're still supporting the same depictions.
But I would say what we support is based on choice. I mean, if you only got three choices, then hell, you're going to support those three choices for the most part. I mean, all people are going to support seeing people that look like them on TV. You go to a Latino neighborhood, Telemundo is going to be doing crazy ratings in those areas. Not because they hate anybody else, just because you want to relate to your own, you want to see your own, kind of depicted on TV. So that's really no knock against anybody. And then black people are subject to the same stereotypes that white people are subject to because we grew up on the same media. So there's a lot of black people who are really anti-black in their thinking, but, you probably couldn't convince them of that. But just because of what they've seen all their lives, they've come to those kind of conclusions. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But also, hell, preference is preference. If you like that show more than you like another show, I mean, hell, why the hell shouldn't you want, be able to like one show more than another?
But exactly. But within that, it's like the thinking is, you feel me? Like when you support another show, a lot of black people think like, wow, you're not supporting the black, you're not supporting the black, but then at the same time complain about all the black stuff we see on TV. So my thing is, if we don't show them, you feel me, we keep boxing ourselves in. You feel me? We have to demand better for ourselves as well.
But my man, there's really no way of showing them anything. The problem here is control, lack of ability to greenlight stuff. So since Tyler Perry is one of the few black people who can greenlight things to a certain extent, he's going to keep putting out a lot of his raggedy product. But hell, a lot of black people like that stuff, so he should keep putting it out. But if you get more black people in those spaces to where we're making the decisions on what gets made and having the whole writing room be black, you'll get more black ideas out there. And that's actually what we need. But we ain't going to be able to do that by ratings and saying, hey, we watching this. And therefore they'll kind of, they'll make up what they think we like. VH1 is a classic example of a bunch of white people writing shows for black people.
Well, you got like Shonda Rhimes. She started that show.
Right.
What the hell is the name of it? What the hell is the name of that show with the girl that was sleeping with the president?
Which one? Scandal or the
Scandal?
Yeah.
And she got How to Get Away with Murder.
That's a black producer. You got How to Get Away with Murder. You got like and I get that there wasn't that many black people in Scandal, but that was her show, and then she got, you would have a black person speaking, like, being a mistress. It's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. If you have the person, it seems to be okay with black people if it's all black. But once you diversify it, all of a sudden, then become more problems.
Yeah, like I said, I would just say our biggest problem is just having that power, because if you have that power, then you get enough ideas out where it doesn't matter if you do a show that some people would call clowning or whatever. Because, hell, you got to have comedy, too. You got to have entertainment, too. We can't be serious all the time. Exactly. So it's just a thing of having enough people putting out enough stuff to where we got our own pick of the choice like they do. Hell, they love Friends. Friends was on for decades, and there wasn't a lot of black people watching that.
I love Friends, too, and I'm black. I love Friends, and I watch it.
I mean, nothing wrong with you liking it.
and I love it. And my favorite show is not a black show. It's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones and Supernatural, two white shows, and I love the shit out of them.
Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's just the battery is choice overall.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And now just think about hold on, but just think about the two shows she just named that she likes. Think about the budget for Game of Thrones. Think about what the actors were getting at scale who were on Friends. Now you compare that to black shows and talk about the budget, and you start to really get an idea of what I'm saying as far as we just need variety like everybody else. Nothing big. And asking other people to do it, that's the problem. This has to be done by black folks on black stations, preferably. Not because we need to be isolated, just because we need our own stuff.
We don't have that many because BET is owned by white folks. OWN is owned. That's what's the name? Oprah's. But we got certain shows.
TV One and Centric.
TV One. Stuff like that, but it's not as many.
Byron Allen.
Well, I just think
because it costs. It's a lot of money to do this. Right, it costs a lot of money to do this, so it's difficult to get in the game, and there's not many black people who can afford to take the risk to do it. So that's just a problem we need to alleviate. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, but I agree with y'all on Tyler Perry. But hell, with Thanksgiving, if I polled the majority of my family, most of them like them movies. So who am I to knock it? You know?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was all that. My daughter wanted me to get it on DVD, and I was like, I don't know about that, but I got it. But it wasn't that. It was a DVD. No, I'm serious.
I can't watch the movies, man. I'm serious. I can't watch it. I tried. They're just bad to me. Yeah. A lot of us like it. It is what it is.
I don't like no movie I know is about to happen. You feel me? 10 minutes in, I already know the storyline. I already know I can tell you the end of it before it happens. You feel me? All Tyler Perry movies in the same way. You feel me?
Right now, right? Because he has shows too.
His show?
What'd you say?
He has shows.
Oh yeah, he definitely had the shows. You know, he was getting paid off them shows.
He has a lot of good shows. He got what was it? He got the
House of Pain.
House of Pain. I thought that was funny. I like House of Pain.
He started doing one episode a day. You feel me?
Right. That man putting that work in. And like I said, the thing is not to knock them. The thing is it goes to doing the lighting, doing set design. You know what I mean? Writing, everything, production, everything. And you need more black people in it, but we seem to still always be looking to be on camera. We got way too many people trying to be on camera as opposed to some of the other stuff.
Yeah, everybody ain't
because once you get all that, you can start to create more.
Yeah, but and not knocking Tyler, I ain't too impressed with too many of his movies, but think about what he did. He did that deal with TBS, Check Studios in Atlanta. So he is bringing, the news directors, editors, producers, Simon editors, writers, directors. So, until that power structure of the media changes, it's not going to favor our improvement, whether the quality of show or the quantity of shows. So we need to I think people see Tyler Perry and they see Oprah Winfrey and they see the rags to riches or they see the success story, but we don't see the work that went in behind that. So you have kids looking up to Oprah or not really wanting to be Tyler Perry, but mirror his success. So they say, I'm going to get it fast like that. And the way they think they can do that is by putting on a dress or doing something crazy to get that attention to kind of build that audience.
Yeah.
But I mean, we seem to be a people who always do more with less. So when you see social media and these people who created shows on YouTube who have followings now, and some of these people who are going straight to Netflix, hell, Ava DuVernay, the one who did Selma, she just put out that thing 13 on Netflix. So Netflix is another outlet now. That was
the exact point.
Independent movies can be done too.
Yeah. Think about Issa Rae. Got to deal with HBO. She started off with that Awkward Black Girl series on YouTube. Now she signed on for another season. You know what I mean? And I think about Black and Sexy TV. Numa Poor Perrier and her husband, they got signed on to do a show on HBO. But they got probably about 10 good web series I could lock in all day and never have to watch TV. So they're doing a good job. I think building that following organically and then taking it to HBO or somewhere who's not a Netflix, who's not afraid to throw some money at them. I mean, that's the way we got to do it. We got to build it up organically and get it that way.
Yeah, because I used to watch Opera Black Girl. I love that show. I loved her series. I loved it to death. I would, if I missed it, I was watching at work. I would watch it on the way to work. I loved her series because it was relatable.
Right. Yeah, see, and the fact that we could do that means that money is an obstacle, but there's ways around it. So we just need to keep encouraging these Black creative people who are trying to do these things, and definitely support them. When they're trying to do something. I think Danny Glover's been trying to do a Haiti movie for years. So the GoFundMe campaigns, we need to look at those and support the movies we want to see to come out. And, yeah, we can definitely make sure we can at least create a situation to where we don't have to watch just because there's no other choice. So when quality Black stuff is out there, we right there to check it out.
Right. I think, I know Black and Sexy, and I did for probably about 6 months. They had a monthly subscription plan, and nobody complained about it. Basically, you pay that monthly subscription, you got unlimited access to their web series. Now, for those that didn't pay, they still had access to it, but they didn't get the full episode or they didn't get the season finale. And it worked. It's working for them. So you're absolutely right. There are ways that we can provide monetary resources and support for those shows to kind of help build them up so that we can change what we see on TV and how we're portrayed. So,
yeah.
Hey, man, the barbershop I go to, every time I go in there, Sanford and Son is on. Like they watching, I think it's Centric or one of those Black stations, and, they just playing reruns and syndication. Some of this old Black library stuff is valuable, too. Like some of those movies that people would call blaxploitation, some of them are good, man. You put on Trouble Man as opposed to any action movie to come out now, you might like it. Or Spooky Sat by the Door and some of these other movies. Like, you kind of, sometimes you get a little surprised. Like, damn, they did that on that little budget. And dudes, you got it in. Robert Townsend and some of these people, they still out here, man. And,
I like Robert Townsend doing his. I like his show, Parenthood. I thought it was a great show. I liked him as a director too. He was doing really good. He did really good for a good while. And I don't know if he's still trying to do more things with the industry, but I know he did a good job with a lot of the stuff that he produced.
Yeah, he did.
Yep,
he did.
He did. So either way, man, y'all talking about something important, man. So, I just wanted to weigh in on it because I think y'all having a real important conversation that, most people don't really realize is going on. And some of these, just to close, I just want to say, some of these Black stereotypes that they create over the years are based on every population is going to have a section of raggedy people. It ain't a population or a racial group out there that don't got a selection of raggedy people. The question is, why is ours always broadcast? Why is ours always used as the framework of like it's normal? You know what I'm saying? Like all of us got families. We know there's some people in our family who we like, God damn. But there's also a whole lot of hardworking, normal, everyday folk in the family, which is always the majority. The outliers are the ones, who they would look at as stereotypical, but somehow they present that as the norm.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Thank you.
So,
Definitely
I'm just going to hang back, man. I'm going to mute myself, man, but I'm going to enjoy the conversation. Thanks for letting me on.
All right, thank you.
Definitely brought up some great points because we was talking, we was discussing how we was depicted on TV shows and stuff. We really didn't jump into how we were being depicted in the news.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You feel me? Because that's another, he pointed that out. Like, how come every time we're on the news is for something bad? It's really it's rarely at any time that you see us on there for doing positive things.
Yeah.
On the news. So.
Well, I like this. Actually, you know what's crazy? I recently started watching Fox News when I get off of work and I get home. Maybe about the 5 o'clock news, and they had this series. I don't remember the guy's name. But it's this black gentleman that does a series called oh my God, my brain just left me. It's called something good, a good deed or something like that. And he basically highlighted it's a place in Philly that has it's called IHHE, and it's a program. It's a program that kids go to that's free to teach them like to be entrepreneurs in the hip hop world, being more than just MCs, but like branding themselves and learning like the business part of being in the music industry. And it's like I think they said like a 9-week program, and these kids go for free. It's like limited slots, and they go for free, and they learn how to be entrepreneurs within the hip hop industry. And you got any people working behind the scenes, like in IT, people doing like directors, producers, like everything that has to do with hip hop. They're learning how to do like whatever they want to do. They're learning how to build that brand and be an entrepreneur and make something out of themselves. And the goal is to kind of help them do something that they want to do and do it the right way that's going to make them money and make them business savvy. Now, I thought that was really cool because I'm like, you don't really see stuff like that, like for inner city kids, something like that, and it's free. That's a good, and they highlighted it on the news. I was surprised, but I thought that was cool.
Yeah, see, we need more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely need more stuff like that because, like I said, it's just I think we don't get our full view of black culture on TV, and I think sometimes we don't. Of course, we all know that the powers that be, the way it's set up, you feel me? They make it real difficult for us to get the full spectrum, of the black culture in America out there. They want it to be skewed a certain way. But I think with the media, with all the mediums we have now, through all these, blogs and YouTubes and all that stuff, I feel as though like we can start turning the tide on that a little bit. I feel as though with all those mediums, they can still see that there's more diversity in our community than what we're giving credit for.
Absolutely.
And I think as a culture, we have to promote that more. We have to promote that within ourselves more. The more we celebrate that, and even I gotta say, the more we celebrate it, we may get more opposition thrown at our way, but that shouldn't change us from still doing it. It ain't gonna be easy. But I feel as though we self-promote it more. Everything, support everything that we do that's positive. Whether that's funny, that even some of that ratchet stuff. You gotta have a balance. Like the brother said, you can't have it all one way. After a while it gets boring. But you gotta have a balance, and we gotta be real with ourselves. Like the brother said, it is ratchet people in our community. So we're going to see that too. You ain't gonna never be able to hide it. You ain't gonna never be able to hide that. That's in every community. You feel me? You see the white boys.
White people say they got white trash or trailer park trash like that. We all got them. People every race has that people what they call them. We don't we don't really rock with them like that. They over there with that. Think
about the shows they used to have. Remember? Any of y'all remember Tom Green?
I remember Tom Green.
Yeah, like that dude was crazy. You know what I mean? You feel me? Then
to Drew Barrymore for a minute, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He was crazy.
Yep. And then you got the other boys. They out there. You feel me? They doing all types of crazy stunts. You feel me? Putting dead cow heads in their mom and dad car and stuff like that. You feel me? Like they got
some. For Christ's sake.
Huh?
Yeah, Honey Boo Boo for Christ's sake.
Yeah, like so. they got to deal with that too. So,
we got our own little thing. Asian people got William Hung. It happens. We got those things. I mean, it is what it is. But I just like Clint said. I think that we take it. We are the hardest on our people. And it's like people just gonna be people. But I think black people are harder on our own people than most any other race is. Well, we to ourselves, we have to hold ourselves to a certain standard. If we're not, it's like, oh man, dude, really? And it's like you gotta accept that people like this nigga a crackhead, he a crackhead. He can't help it. He did something, he got hooked on it, and it's not easy. It's gonna be how he's gonna be, and that's just it. But
like I don't mind holding us to a certain standard, but don't let that standard we think they should accept.
Yeah.
If I said that correctly, if you understand what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like people, all right, we looking crazy to the white folks. We looking crazy
right.
to the, you know what I mean? We got to straighten up. Like, hold on. Forget how they feel about us. Forget what, I mean? They ain't in really no position to judge us. You know what I mean? So why are we so concerned about their standard or their opinion? Because if you ask me, and that's in a whole other conversation, their standard to me is below, is a lower standard. You know what I mean? But like I said, that's a whole discussion for another day.
Yeah.
So why are we so concerned about how we look towards them? Like, to me, that's asinine. First of all. You feel me? We should be concerned about how we look to each other, So if we're going to judge each other harshly upon that, on that standard, that's one thing. My issue is, like, we judge each other so harshly because, we're afraid of how we look to another group of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we have to be to a certain extent because once we're looked upon to the, people can feel it when they want to feel, and it might not be right, but once the people look at us and think that if one person come in with a hoodie and shoot somebody shit up or rob somebody or rob a person that's white or whatever the race is that's not black, they're going to think that all black people with hoodies got air to a side of caution. So it's like once one person screw up, we all get hit with that one thing. Just because this person did it, now we all did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't think it's going to matter what we do. They're going to maintain whatever stereotypical view they have of us.
Exactly.
It's really not going to matter what we do. So I think just what Clint's saying is we got to stop believing that we have to represent ourselves as acceptable blacks or good blacks to wear white. You know what I mean? We gotta let's hold ourselves to a higher standard, but not really give so much concern or care to what they view of us. You know what I mean? So, they gonna see us as they do, and most of that is born in racial considerations and racism. So we got to stop bending ourselves over backwards, trying to prove or be something to them that we're not. We just need to continue being ourselves, keep uplifting ourselves, keep doing better for ourselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, though.
Yeah. No, and he tell you that's facts. You got right.
What you say, Clint? It sounds like you went away for a minute.
Oh no, I said what he said was 100% facts.
Yeah.
100%. I do what before we go hit 11 o'clock. You want to get a phone number out again?
Yes, it's 657-383-1155. Definitely call in and share your comments. We got 10 minutes left of this show, and then we're gonna go right into the after show because a couple of things we want to bring up for you guys. So stay tuned. But yeah, it's been an interesting conversation. It really has been.
I think like the caller said, I can't remember his name. Caller from Atlanta. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know how you. I know you wouldn't forget that.
I would remember because he got the same Nas. I love Nas. That's my baby. Not this Nas that just called in, but Nas. So he said, "Okay, I remember that name. That's my husband's name." So Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but we're fine. I think you said there's a lot to unpack. You might have to break this down, do a part 2.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Because there's definitely other angles we could hit this at. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely, because I definitely think we gotta hit more with the media and things like that. I think it's so much, like you said, so much more different ways we can come at this topic. But I mean, even like. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but not just how they depict us, but how they depict other races for crimes that people of our race do. You know what I mean? Like if who the boys remember over there during the Olympics, the swimmer, I think his name is Locke. Yeah, he got in trouble over there. You know what I mean? And they kept saying, well, boys will be boys. You know what I mean? This, that, and like that man 30.
30 years old. Exactly.
That's like that Donald Trump comment and said, boys will be boys. That's a grown ass man, 60-something years old, saying grab him by the,
like, what are you talking about? Like, they don't, you feel me? But if that was one of the dudes on the basketball team, USA men's basketball team, like they would have been calling him all types of thugs. You feel me? He coming from the thug culture. They would have stopped blaming it on his culture. They wouldn't even blame him. You feel me? Like even if he was in the wrong, and we all can agree with you, he was wrong. He wasn't going. They was going to try to attack his culture. You feel me? And I do. That's the one big difference in the news that that irks me a lot as well. Like, damn, how y'all going to attack that man's whole culture? Got me for something he did. You feel me? But when this man do it, it's boys will be boys.
No, because what's his name? Was it Terrell Owens? Not Terrell Owens. Who was fighting? Mike Vick was fighting the dogs, right?
Yeah.
And they went crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy. They went, well, you feel me? They still hate that man. Some people, some pockets, you know what I mean? They still protest that man everywhere he go.
Right.
I mean, I'm mad at him too, because dogs. I love dogs. I love animals.
Yeah, but like I love dogs too, but a dog is never comparable to a human's life. So I remember when a dog pit bull killed one of my dogs. You know what I mean? I had to beat the pit bull up off it. You know what I mean? With a bat. It was happening in the house. You feel me? In the house, in my house.
Mm-hmm.
My dog. My sister's there. She sat there crying. My great grandma looked at her. It's a damn dog. Like, I understand you mad, but you'll get over it. You know what I mean? That's not no human. You feel me? So from that, it makes sense. Like, I'm never going to compare an animal's life to a human's life. And I love animals. But at some point, we got to, it's a big difference. But that's a whole different show. That's a whole different show.
Yeah, the one thing I hate about Vick, though, like he paid, he served his punishment for the crime. It's time to let it go. If that's how we judge people, we say get held in a trial, trial, court. You go to jail, you serve your time. It's done. It's over with. You can't block him or bar him from earning a living and living his life after he paid his debt. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Nobody cares. Cause it's like once you commit a crime, it's like, okay, you could never be trusted. Even Ryan Lochte, he just announced that he was pregnant. Don't nobody believe him because he lied about the shit over Rio. Right. They were joking about that on TMZ, like, we don't. Is he really pregnant? Is his girlfriend really pregnant? Because she'll be lying. And it's like once you get in seeing that a negative light, it's like it's hard for you to come out of it. You don't care what you do, you're still gonna be that whatever you did,
Mhm.
Last fact, Winona Ryder. Everybody always say she's a klepto. You know that. So if you know Winona klepto, you know that's exactly like. Come on. It sucks, but that's just what it is.
But it depends on. Like I said, it depends on the type of Like, let's take Magic Johnson for instance. You know, the difference between him and Michael Vick. Because at first, people don't realize at first Magic Johnson he had did this interview or whatever. He was getting hella backlash once he announced he had, HIV or whatever. He had ingratiated himself with that society, and like them people loved him. You feel me? Like they didn't really see him as like a threat. You know, they looked at, Magic as happy Magic, jovial entertainment. So, they'll forgive somebody like that. But they'll look at Michael Vick, you take away him fighting the dogs or whatever, as an individual, he may be a nicer person than Magic. But, his type of culture, he the hip-hop culture. They'll attack that and they'll make him look bad. That's why they wanted to call him a thug. He should rot in jail and all that type stuff. It's not just because of him. It's because of what they think he represents, the culture he represents, and they hate that culture. They don't necessarily look at Magic Johnson from the hip hop culture. So the media separate the two. You feel me? They'll play a dirty game. It's divide and conquer. Like, you gotta pay attention how they do it. Like they'll celebrate who they want to celebrate. You feel me? So, they'll think, all right, yeah, we want them acting like that instead of this. You feel me? But they'll degrade who they want to degrade because, he may, on the other hand, he may be an inspiration or a positive influence to somebody that, that somebody like Magic couldn't touch. But nah, we're going to kill that because he come from a culture like we don't, we don't respect that culture. We don't love that we hate that culture. We're going to, anybody that comes, you see how they did Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
And you see how you see how they do Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a huge difference between how they, how they like who they accept. They'll tell you, listen, I'm listening to him on they'll be like Stephen Curry. His sides, he's more appealing to the people because he's this little man, and frail of size, and, nobody ever seen nobody do anything like that. I'm like, damn. Allen Iverson did that for like 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's smaller and more fragile than Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
But y'all won't support him or promote him like in that way because he represents a certain culture. You know what I mean? That's why he was always, he made his mistakes as well, but he was always demeaned in the media for that reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He represented that hip-hop culture. We're in the after show now.
Yes, we are. Want to welcome you guys to it, and I definitely want to say if you want to call in and join in our conversation, definitely call in 657-383-1155. We in the after show, so I had a question. Now it just went out my brain. It did. It just went out my brain. Oh, yeah, I wanted to say rest in peace to Alan Vick. That was the dad from Growing Pains. Did you watch that show?
Yeah, I watched that show growing up.
I liked him.
Yeah,
I liked it too.
Yeah. And he wrote a lot of the theme songs to a lot of the shows. He wrote the theme song to Fact of Life. I didn't know that. He wrote Different Strokes. And it was another show that he actually sung. He didn't write the song, but he sung the theme song of the show. I can't remember the name of the show though. But he did a lot going on with his life. I like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know that about him either, but I read that somewhere today, as a matter of fact, that he had written those shows.
Yeah,
so I guess that's where Robin Thicke get it from.
Yeah. Apple don't fall too far from the tree. I tell people, I don't know, go on YouTube and check his stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Like he's a totally different animal. I would think if they up there, he's a totally different animal. It's not the Growing Pains. Do not think you about to get there. He like Bob Saget. On Full House.
Oh man, Bob Saget is the beast.
Yeah, did not feel me? Check you thinking, oh, this dude.
Did you see Bob Saget roast? You didn't see when they roasted Bob Saget? Oh my God! They were talking about how he couldn't slept with the Olsen twins. Like they was.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't with y'all. Not Danny Tanner, not Danny Tanner.
That's like me. I'm gonna tell you like Steve Harvey. All I ever knew was from him from Steve Harvey show and the little radio show. I went to see him live in Columbia. I had to look around and say, "Is this Steve Harvey?" He was raw. They be raw in person, man.
Somebody said Bob Saget was a wig.
Yeah, it is.
It was?
Yeah, it is. It was. Yeah, it was. That's why he bald head now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he shaved it off.
Yeah.
I also want to all my basketball fans out there, you feel me, NBA fam, I want to give a shout out, you know what I mean, rest in peace to Craig Sager. You feel me?
Yeah, that was the guy. But they showed him, actually coincidentally, they showed him interviewing Derrick Rose on the court with an orange suit on. They said he was known for his flashy suit.
Yep.
I said I've seen him at a couple of the back before they dismantled my whole Boston Celtics team and took everybody. You know, I used to watch basketball, and then I said if I had to leave. Because once I left, I was like, I can't hang on to this. They took everybody. Then they took Rondo. I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening with my team. So after that, I boycotted basketball. So I don't know what's going on now. I still don't like Miami or Cleveland because I don't like LeBron for his missing hairline. But we won't go there. We won't go there. I don't like Kobe. Who else I don't like? I don't like crying ass.
How we go from Craig Sager to everybody you don't like?
Understand why me and basketball broke up? He's a part of basketball, and me and basketball we had a breaking off relationship. I was hard to watch basketball and be talking hella shit, because my team was a Celtic. I used to tag you and all them, So act like you don't know Clint. Act like you don't know. But yeah, I'm sorry. We're in the episode. We talk about whatever we want. But
yeah, wow.
I just had to say that because it popped in my brain. I got a brain fart. As soon as it come in my brain, I gotta say it.
Go ahead and start announcing the stuff you want to announce.
Okay, yeah, because now we're gonna get on something positive instead of me hitting on everything. But I want to let you guys know what's upcoming for GFT Radio because we got a lot in store that we got a lot going on in our brains and we trying to make all this stuff happen. But we got so much that we want to bring to the table. We had a discussion a while back about doing a scholarship, but still kind of get the ins and outs of that. We also have our podcast shout-outs we do every Saturday on our blog. You can go to our website, gftradioshow.com, and look for the tab that says want a podcast shout-out and get that information if you want a shout-out. We do one shout-out every Saturday. So, those are the directions that you have to follow, and then we'll do the shout-out the following Saturday. Clint came up with a great idea because, I didn't know we didn't even think about this a long time ago. Me and Clint both write. We write all the time. We have our own blog, and we write poetry. And we didn't think about this. And I do Poetry Spotlight on my blog. So how did I not think about this? But Clint thought about having a person come on to GFT Radio the last Thursday of the month to share with us about share with us their poetry. So I think that's going to be a cool added thing to you guys want to hear, especially for people that like poetry. You can kind of hear what's going on with that. Like, you want to do that? They all laughing at me?
Huh?
Are y'all laughing at me?
No.
I'm sorry, Miss Chairman. I'm just used to him and Jabril being shady and texting in the background, telling me to stop talking. So,
I'm just thinking all of that's a good idea. The scholarship, the poetry spotlight, all of that. That's dope.
Yes, and we are currently working on our new logo. We're currently working. We're going to do, for our YouTube channel, we want to get together and do introduction to our YouTube channel. And what else shirts. We have some shirts made. But we're we're working on more because we want to wait until we get our logo to establish that. But we got so much in store. We have so many ideas. We got a bunch of creative people getting together and got so many ideas. We're gonna try to initiate some more. We're gonna initiate giveaways. We're gonna try to be more active and more proactive about our branding process, and going through, getting more people to come on the show, having more guest hosts, things like that. Just bringing more people to the show, because our thing is we want support, but we also want to support other people. So we want to do that too. So whether we want to have a show where we have someone come on and talk about what their business is, just inform us and things like that, we want to do stuff like that. I mean, when we first started out, we had a lot of our educational shows. We educated ourselves as well as educating other people. We want to do some of those things. We got so much in store for you guys, though.
Yeah, man, we working over here, and also like you said, we big in promoting, other blogs, supporting the other podcasts. You feel me? So if any of y'all out there, y'all want to work together, do something, we open to that too. You feel me? Like, let's make it happen. Let's all, you feel me? Let's all do this thing together.
Yeah, it's all about support, because that's one thing. You can't really do anything. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but with support, it's so much more. Mm-hmm. When you bring others together, like, we like having our guest hosts, especially Mr. Jamel, coming to join us today. He has his own blog, and, he does his thing with his own business. Not his own. I'm about to sit here and tell lies. Oh, my God, my brain's gone.
Matter of fact, let's let him break it down for the people.
Let him break it down for himself before I go to the game. Go ahead.
No, I'm just a analyst by day for the bank, and try to be creative at night when I can. So, but I write just a personal blog, just my random observations at tramuel.com. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Tramuel. Same thing, just being random. So check me out.
Yeah, definitely.
His blog is good. So, his blog is definitely dope. So everybody, out there, definitely check him out.
Yeah, he does post, he has random things going on. You can see each day from the kind of socks or watch he's wearing. Right? You can see all that. But he has different observations. He shares a lot of himself and different things that he observes. So definitely check that out. I think it's a great blog. I've been following him since I've been in the blogosphere. So.
Same thing. I think you were my first connection. When I started. I don't even know the year, but I remember I was like, yo, it's dope. This is what we got to do. But yeah, my first real connection. I appreciate you, too.
Yeah.
I do whatever I can to support y'all, whether it's being a guest host or tuning in and commenting on the show. I'm definitely here to support y'all.
Well, thank you so much. But what else you want to talk about for the episode, y'all? You got guys to talk about. You got so many things to talk about. Like, what's been going on in the media?
Y'all boy Kanye West. So we talking about being,
oh my God, here we go.
Talking about being depicted. We talking about man. This Negro. God damn. I don't know what's going on with Kanye.
I can't even figure it out. Wasn't it some other ones? Was it Ray Lewis or some other people met with Donald Trump? Two people.
Yeah.
Tyga was Money Mayweather.
I know definitely it was Ray Lewis, and I think it was another athlete as well. So I can't, it's ridiculous.
I tweeted the other day. I didn't even hear the full Kanye story, but I heard enough, and I was like, I'm done with Kanye. I just deleted everything off I deleted all his music off of everything, man.
Yeah, and he want to pop back up with blonde hair. Like, this dude, come on.
Who, Kanye?
Yeah, man, Kanye
crazy.
I
thought he was depressed. And in the hospital.
All this is antics, man. All this is antics. And you feel me? It's like he started out, I don't know, man. Like, the dude frustrates me because you're doing all this stuff.
Right? I loved him when he first came out. I loved him.
But see, here's the thing. He was doing the same type of stuff then.
Mm.
but it was like he was a novelty. It was new. So he's like, all right, you know what I mean, cool. But as it kept going, each hour he keep doing the same thing over, and it's getting worse and worse. And it's like now he's just like, come on, man, like making a mockery of yourself. Because at this point, don't nobody even care about like the brother just said. He just deleted all his music. You feel me? I don't even want to listen to him right at this point. Like, yeah, I mean, what he got to say?
I can't stop listening to him, so I ain't got to do nothing. Save me the trouble, because I think I listen to Kanye. I stop listening to a lot of people, but you know.
How you do all that, right? You claim you're having a mental breakdown, this, that, and the third, but then as soon as you get out, the first person the first thing you gonna see is President-elect Donald Trump. For what? Like for what?
And then didn't it, and I might give him that. Maybe he went and talked to him and pleaded a case for black people, which is highly unlikely. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. But then you come out of that meeting and you don't say what you discussed. He said, I'm just here. I watched the little live clip. Someone asked him, Kanye, you want to say anything? And he said, I'm just here to take this picture. And he didn't say anything else. I mean, something not right. Something not right.
Yeah, something not right there, man. Like, something wrong with dude, man. Something really wrong with dude.
Something been wrong with him. I mean, he needs to go. I don't have no words. I'm just no. Never mind. I have no words for him.
This is a perfect example of, we need to start. We can celebrate somebody's music and appreciate their music, but we gotta stop putting certain people on this pedestal.
Right.
You feel me? That and claim that they represent us when we really don't know these people.
Right.
You know what I mean? We really don't know these. Like, so now his true colors starting to show as he get older. But why? Because his music ain't hitting as it once was. People ain't checking for him. So now he coming out with all his other antics, and he's starting to make himself look crazy. And that pressure probably got to him. To be quite honest with you, feel me? And that's on his end. On our end, we gotta let these kids know, like, listen, you can love this music, but learn how to distinguish the music from the person. You feel me? Don't get so caught up in the art. You know what I mean? That you forget reality. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Because, woof.
How are things for y'all at work? Like I work with people and it's all cool. I'm not inviting any of these people to my house and stuff, but I consider them cool while I'm at work. But this election, man, it's going to turn so many people. You start to see people for who they really are. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all have that type of experience. Like you was tight with somebody, and then you start learning their political views, and it's okay to have a different view. But I'm talking about far, far, far to the left of what you thought or what you think is fair.
Yeah, it's an eye opener. Like I remember on Facebook talking about the election. Like we GFT Radio, we talked about the election through the entire process. And I had people like, oh well. At first, I was told that I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm letting somebody else talk for me. Just basically saying I couldn't think for myself. I'm allowing people to think for me. I don't have my own thoughts to why do I don't like Trump? Why do I like Hillary over Trump? I said I never liked Hillary. I never said I was voting for her. I'm just so taken back by what Donald Trump has said throughout this entire campaign. Yes, I have a comment on what he says. No, I'm not really worried about Hillary. I don't like her. I didn't support her. I just was in shock. Well, not really in shock, but Donald Trump took the cake with a lot of stuff he said and a lot of stuff he did throughout the election. And it was just like, this guy is really about to get elected. Like, I was so shocked that it didn't matter what he said or what he did. I know even black people I knew were voting for him, and I just was like, wow. And like I said, you can either choose to get into a Facebook argument, you can get into an inbox argument, or just a regular text or a phone conversation, and it's just like, oh, wow. I never thought you thought this way. And like you had to kind of debate. Like I know a lot of cases I had to think to myself whether or not like this I want to continue to argue or do I want to just let it go because it was no point. You know.
What I got from
go ahead.
What I got from the election was really how ignorant. And I ain't saying this in like a derogatory term. No, I mean I ain't trying to piss nobody off. But like how ignorant the masses is to the whole election process, first of all. You know, and how uneducated the voters are as far as, you know, knowing who they're voting for. You feel me? Knowing people's policies.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I forget, I was just looking for it on my blog. I had posted something where, oh man, I forget the old philosopher name. But basically, what he was saying was, you know, how it's set up that because we first of all, it's not a democracy. America is a republic. You feel me? So you know, God know the difference between the two. You know, and a full democracy. I mean, like you know, my point is, he stated that everybody shouldn't be allowed to vote if you're uneducated about the voting process. Because this is what we get. You know, this is what we get. You feel me? It's like if you're on a boat sinking and the ship's sinking, you gonna let everybody vote for who should steer the boat, or you gonna be like, hell no, like get the people to get the captain. You feel me? They know what's going on. You feel me? Y'all don't know nothing because y'all haven't studied it. You feel me? Y'all, and that's basically how I look at this election, because the first misconception, you know, I ask people, I used to ask how many people running for president, how many people on the ballot. And, you know, the first thing they could come up, only thing they could tell me was, oh, it was just Hillary and Donald.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, so you don't know nothing about the other parties, you don't know nothing about the libertarian, you don't know nothing about none of this stuff. No. Okay, well then, you know, that's the problem right there. You feel me? Like, we don't know this stuff. We're not studying this stuff. So this is how they can get away with, you know, Donald Trump getting elected as president. You feel me?
I had somebody tell me that those people didn't matter because they weren't important. And I said, why? Because they're not on the front page news? Like they're not out in the open?
Because they didn't have a $100 million budget.
Yeah, but that was the thing. Oh, they don't matter. It's like, well, you can look them up. You know, you don't have to just vote Hillary or Trump. You can vote for someone else.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I only had 2 picks. No, you don't.
It's like, yeah, I'm picking for the less than 2 evil boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more than 2 people on. You know what I mean? Like, all you're doing is watching, you know, CNN and Fox News, and all they're talking about is Hillary and Donald, and that's all you know. You feel me? Like, do some research.
Yeah.
Do some research. And I think we should really go to that standard. Like, if you don't know what's going on, you feel me? Then nah, bro. You know what I mean? You can't vote. And that'll eliminate a lot of people across the board from all races or all parties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people screaming they Republican and don't even know what, you know what I mean, the full philosophy of a Republican is. You know, a lot of people only Democrat. A lot of black people only Democrat because that's all we know. A lot of people know in the black community it's Democrat. Oh, you a Republican? Oh, you a Uncle Tom? You a coon? As soon as you tell somebody, like that's crazy. The black community, they look at you crazy. Talk about you're a Republican, you know what I mean, or independent or something, right? I mean, like, no, you wasting vote. Like, how you telling me you don't even understand what's going on? You feel me? Like, so that's one thing. Go ahead, bro.
No, that joke Chris Rock always said. He said, "I'm not a Republican. I'm a Democrat." He said, "Just vote on the issues. I got some things I'm liberal on. I got some things I'm conservative on."
Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, that's the one thing, you feel me? Already knew, you know, you can ask Sonny, and you can ask our boy. When he first announced he was running, you know what I mean, last year,
You feel me? And I've seen the buzz he had early on,
right?
And he was getting away with all that stuff he was saying, and his popularity was just building. Oh, I knew it was a rap then. I knew it was a rap.
I knew it was a rap after I had several discussions with different black people at different places in the workplace or friends that I knew that, actually had jobs, did stuff with their life instead of being out in the streets, having a conversation with them, and then you hear, oh, well, I'm voting for Trump. Why would I vote for Hillary? And I'm like, you don't have to vote for either one.
Yeah.
So what do you like? You don't have to choose those two. But I mean, you have a discussion with people. Like I remember I had a discussion with this guy, not too younger than me. He told me that why should he vote, and I said because people fought for us to be afforded that right. Well, that was back in such and such. It don't got nothing to do with right now. What do you mean? Like what type of conversation? Who says that?
Right. But y'all both gonna hate me. Y'all both gonna hate me.
Now, before you say it, Clint, before you say it, I was just sitting there thinking about what you're saying about excluding those people from voting. I just said, I don't know if that makes too much sense.
Exactly.
Check this out. We got to take a test. We got to take a driving test. We got to get licensed. You got to take a test to do a whole lot of things. Maybe we should have to take a test to see if we got the right to vote, man.
Yeah. This man is supposed to be the leader of the free world. Like, we are picking the leader of the free world out here, and we don't know what's going on. Like, how? Like, come on. Like, so, like, when somebody say, like, I had the same discussion with somebody on, we was going back and forth. We weren't necessarily arguing, but we was just stating our opinion. She was like, she said the same thing. You feel me? There's people out here die for us for the right to vote. And I was like, I understand that wholeheartedly. But they did that with a thought and intention in mind that their vote, was going to change something, right?
Right.
So, over time, we have seen, a little bit have changed with that train of thought because, us just going out voting for Democrats, voting for, because that's basically who the majority of the black vote get the black votes, is the Democrats, but we keep seeing our situation hasn't changed. Now, no, I'm not a Republican, neither no way I'm supporting a Republican. But what I'm saying is we haven't educated ourselves on the system. So how can we play a game that they're playing at a high level when we don't even know it?
Yeah.
All we're taught is our ancestors died for us for the right to vote. But are we voting correctly? Are we doing it right? Are we understanding who we voting for? Are we vetting these candidates? Are we doing that? No, you just telling people to, register to vote, and then you trying to tell them who to vote for.
Right.
Like, how is that going to help us? You feel me? You just that's no different on a lower level in the street game. You just beating somebody into a game. You just jumping them in. Whether they want to be in it or not, whether they ride it, now they in it. So now they got to ride it out. That's basically what y'all doing. Telling people to go out and just vote for such and such. But hold on, they're not educated. They don't know who they voting for. You feel me? They don't know this man or this woman's history. So like, how can you just walking in that voting booth and you just hitting Democrat all the way down, or you just hitting Republican all the way down? Like, are you serious right now? Who did you just vote for? Who did you just vote for?
Democrats is all they're going to be able to say.
Yeah, who was that? Can you repeat the name that you just voted for? For your city council, for your, your senator, or whoever you voted. Can you repeat their name, or you could just repeat who they ride with, Democrat or Republican? Like, come on, man. Like, we got to start holding ourselves to a higher standard. Like, you feel me? Because I was that person. You hear me? When I first got the chance to vote, what? I went in there, chest poked out. What? I went in there, chest poked out. Like, yeah, you feel me? They talk about young black men don't vote. I'm in here. Who y'all talking to? I'm in. And I went in there and I looked at them names. I didn't know who the hell was who. All I knew My grandma was a Democrat, and all she talked about was the Democrats. You know what? This is my first time voting. I'm gonna just go all Democrat because my grandma was all Democrat. I've done it. You feel me? So I know for a fact, and I know people who've done it. Just with it, man. Look, man, I don't know who's who. They can't say I ain't vote. You feel me? You just voting just to go on Facebook to say you voted.
All right, or that, to take a picture with that sticker.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I did my duty. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't do no duty. You went in there foolishly. I know. I've done it.
Checked all the boxes. Checked all the boxes on the right and called it a day. Like
called it a day. Called it a day. You feel me? Like, come on, man. Come on.
That is the great way to end this show tonight. Oh man.
All right. You want to give out the information?
I'm gonna need you to do that.
All right. What y'all know what it is? You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all for listening. Y'all know y'all can hit us up on Twitter at GFT_radio. Y'all can hit us up on YouTube at GFT Radio. You know, Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. Shout out to J. Rowe. J. Rowe couldn't do it tonight. He's our other our other co-host. You know, you can find him, Google him at J. Rowe 609. He everywhere. You know what I mean? He's social. That's what he'll tell you. Brother Tremuel, you want to give out your information one more again?
Yeah, you can find me on the blog. It's Tramuel.com, TRAMUEL.com, and I'm on Twitter as at Mr. Tramuel, MrTramuel.
Yes,
it's been a pleasure tonight.
Oh, it's definitely been a pleasure, bro. We appreciate you for joining us.
Yes.
Now. I mean, definitely. Sonny, you want to give out your info?
I am Sunny_D on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow my blog, unreservedlyme.wordpress.com, and you can find me wherever else I'm at.
Y'all know y'all can hit me up, Trent and Groomy. My website is thekingstruth.com. My dad is the king. I am the truth. You can also follow me on Snapchat at the King's Truth and on Instagram at Clint Black, BLAQ. That's it. Catch you on 7 days.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Right now at Kohl's, it's time to give the perfect gift. So let him be a kid again with a Propel drone, just $99.99. Make her sparkle in Swarovski rings, only $21.99 each. And help them save the galaxy. A Star Wars Mr. Potato Head set is just $29.99. At Kohl's, you'll save a little more with an extra 15% off or 20% off when you spend $100 or more. And earn a little more with Kohl's Cash, so you can give a little more this holiday. Kohl's. Select styles offer valid 12/11 through 12/24. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.